Let me stand in your way.
Hello, everyone, and we are live. Oops, how are you doing, people? 2 million viewers in the house. Make a love shout out.
God.
I remove all the moderators, right? I don't know. How are you doing, beautiful people? There's only you in the in the comment section there. Who are the other one? Is there
Hang
anybody aside from you? There's somebody in the chat.
on a second.
3 million viewers in the
Yeah,
house.
there
Make a
should be
love
one
shout out
more
to
in
you,
chat.
everybody.
Me, you, and somebody else.
No, I am not there.
Oh, yeah. And I got two people that are in the BG.
Yes.
There's one of them.
OMG, don't ask me. Uncle Edie is there.
Yeah. Trying to
Hi,
hide
Uncle
it.
Edie. How are you doing? Yep.
And there's the other
Oh,
one.
hello, Len. How are
Welcome
you
in, man.
doing? You see, did you see our topic tonight? I'm asking a question.
Huh.
Ah, I'm asking a questions. I'm practicing lurking. You cannot do that, Mike. Nice
Welcome
thumbnail
in, my
picture,
people.
Timmy. Oh, thank you, Len. That is a filter picture. Don't believe it, that picture. Hi, Mike with Combo. How are you doing? That is a filter picture, guys. I'm not late. I'm alive. Hello, Sissy Faye. How are you doing? How are you doing? That's how I look when I use filter. All right, and this is how ugly I am if I don't use filter. I'm good, Timmy. Hope you are too. Yes, I'm good. I'm good. Happy Mother's Day to all mothers out there, and happy Mother's Day to your mom, guys. How are you doing, Timmy? Sisi answer chasing. Hola. You don't need a filter, Timmy. Oy, thank you, guapa. Oy, oy, mi kapadoy. Oh, Pinoy galaan. PG, hi PG. How are you doing? Thank you for coming in. Wait, I'm gonna give PG a wrench. ET and all MLSOML is oh Pinoy galaan. If you see our topic today, how many YouTube access you have, guys? Len, hola, congratulations on your arts. Yes, I asked Len to sponsor me one of his book because his books look so cool and they can afford to buy it. It's too expensive. Hmm. Oh my good God. You have a 1x from YT. Well, you are slightly used from YT. Mike, used from YT. I'm doing well, thank you. I'm still alive, however, burned out yesterday. You were burned out, Sissy? How did you do? Go. Still a virgin. So, Pinoy Galaan virgin in YouTube. It's 9 since last week and this week. Oh my God. But I have numbers of ex-lovers in real life. Well, and that's it. I don't know what to say to Pinoy Galaan. He has numbers of ex in I love sharing happiness. I love sharing happiness and love. Pinoy Galan. That's normal. That's how the way it should be. You have to share your love and happiness. Life is too short. If life is too short, all right, that's right. Life is too short, so you have to enjoy it, right? And I'm kind, I think. Yeah, you're kind. Share your love. True. Make them happy. Everybody deserves to be happy, right? As long as you are not stepping on somebody else's foot, so it's okay. I don't know meeting someone new too, but it does. Yeah, I think so too. Can relate the topic. Never experienced YouTube relationships. So Mike is slightly used. He has one ex, and I don't have ex in YouTube because I did not try talking to somebody else before. Can't relate the topic. Never experienced fighty relationships. CCHK, you don't need one. You have the real life. YouTube relationships. Maybe for a friend. Yeah. Mike Whitcomb, sir, did you have JF here in YouTube? You're not that Marites enough if you don't think so. Mike already said he has. Ah, wait. I don't mind to have X in YouTube. How was the experience? I would like to know. Ha 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 ha. So I don't know if Mike can give us an example. How does it feels like having an X in YouTube? Ow! Wait, I have to. Yep, Mike has. How does it feels like having an? Isn't it? Isn't it like because it's kinda open, right? When you say how many X you have in white. I don't have X in YouTube, JG. I don't have X in YouTube. I did not try. I did not dare to do this kind of stuff before. I did have my X in FB, haha, and Insta. Wow. I don't have even X in YouTube and Insta. Ah, Pinoy, haha. Well, if you meet someone in YouTube, you should meet in person within 6 months or less to really know them. Hey, JJ. What? 6 months? What if the woman is working out of the country? Then what will happen? Hi, JJ. What will happen if the woman is working? For example, me, I am an OFW, all right. I cannot do that in 6 months or less than 6 months. I need to spend at least a year when I go back to the Philippines because for me, I don't want to meet a person in the place where I work to. If I meet a person, I want that to happen in Philippines, not here because life is in Philippines, right? Not here. So I don't like going out in here. So if I meet somebody, it's either he will go to the Philippines. Then that way I can meet him and I can show him around my place. I met my ex during COVID and there was no travel for a year and a half. And shouldn't be when you meet her. Shouldn't be you. I think when you meet her, then that's the time you build a strong foundation, right? Tell her to quit and accommodate you. Yes, to me depends on if she is an OFW. Yeah, the more nicer so all the farm can meet him too. Yeah, because I don't want to meet somebody like if I am not in my own country, if I am not in my own place. I would meet a person in my place and I can of course and whether it will work out or not, I will present him to my family and hey, I'm talking to this guy now. So that is I'm kinda conservative. I'm kinda quiet. how you call it, old school Filipina. I have no secret to my family. If I'm talking to somebody, I'm talking to somebody, but that is not always happen. Mike Whitcomb, oh, that hurts. You guys met already, then broke up, sir. Yeah, I thought when the two person and if they get along on the first meeting, that's where they build a strong foundation on their relationship, right, CCP? That's where you build the trust. Old school, awesome. New school, I drop out. Pinoy galaan. Yes, after 3 long years, I tried as long as I could. See? Happy Mother's Day, Nak. Thank you, Tay. Happy Mother's Day to your mama din po, Tay. And it's all about foods. Happy Mother's Day sa iyong magandang may bahay, Tatay Mako. Happy Mother's Day din po kay Ma'am It's Food. Mike with comes to at least you can the situation. Yeah, can control. True faith. Well, I don't know. I don't know. If, maybe this is the reason why they say being. But for me, what is hard in an LDR? Is that because if somebody has a sick care, if your partner has a sick and you cannot take care of him, and that's it? Maybe for me, because I am not into really physical touch. You're welcome po. Prove it. What about you, Pinoy Galaan? How do you prove to the person that you really love him? That you love your partner. How do you prove to her? And this Pinoy Galaan has some few exes on Facebook and in Insta. How does it feel like, PG? CCJB! Hi, CCJB. Happy Mother's Day, CC. How are you doing? Although if you go back to its origin, YouTube was created as a dating platform in the beginning. Oh, really? I don't know that. There's a lot of dating sites. Even in apps, you can see there is a dating site, right? Ooh, hi, Cece. Welcome in.
Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear. I let her cook and clean so she can be happy. Oh, JG. Claudio, 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 Claudio. Thank you for coming in, Claudio. Happy
Yeah, I
Mother's
can.
Day to your wifey, Claudio. Hello, HK. Sissy JP is here.
Hello,
Sissy
the
JP, do you have an
mic.
act in YouTube?
Sissy Faye, hello. JB
Happy
Vlog,
Mother's
hello. Ay, happy Mother's Day to all mothers out there.
Yeah. So what are
Yes,
the
yes,
acts?
say hello. What's the
YouTube
topic?
acts.
It's all about YouTube X. Do I have YouTube X?
Yeah. Do you have YouTube acts?
Parang wala.
What are the acts? I don't know
I
how
don't know
many
how
acts
many
I
X
had
I
in
have.
YouTube. JP.
Hey,
She don't know how
JG.
many acts. Sissy JP don't know how many acts she has on
I don't
YouTube.
have many.
I know Claudio has no ex in YouTube because he has a wife and he is faithful to his wife.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah. So he don't know about this thing. What are the ex in YouTube?
What are the
The
X?
X marks the spot where you don't want to be.
What kind of X? XBF, XGF, or X
Yeah.
friends?
Both.
You was
Oh, now I got it. Ex, you meant? Yep, ex. I let her wash my drawers. I won't keep a woman from
ex-wife,
happiness.
ex-husband, ex every ex ex.
Yeah, every exes that you know. All the exes that you know. And the raccoon, keep quiet and laid back. Make sure you're not sleeping, huh?
Yes, his microphone is off, so maybe he's just listening on the
Jay,
background. X X X.
Yeah, I'm
yep.
back here feeding my face.
Oh, hi Richard.
I
No, I don't have an
I,
ex on YouTube. Lol. I have a wife in the room though. Yep, I know you are. I know you are married, Claudian. You are happily married. JJ so generous. X X X X. Yep. I'm still looking for a victim as my ex. CCJB. CCJB. I am
so
a
though
giver, Mike.
I'm also looking for an ex.
What? Did you hear that, Richard? She's looking for an
I
ex.
hear some Merites coming now.
Oh really?
Oh my God, you guys in that Merites,
About it.
exes and foes and friends. Let me tell you, drama sells.
Not yet.
Mhm.
Come
Oh,
on.
Yeah,
see, not yet.
not
You're
yet.
already waiting for it. You're saying not yet. You're
Oh
anticipating
no, you're
it.
looking for ex.
You all are
Just like
anticipating.
JBCC,
JB.
I'm looking to
Everybody wants it.
looking for a
What, the
next
ex? I don't want it. Well, JB, I'm sure there's a few already there.
reborn troll.
No, the
Hello, good
Merites,
evening.
Jimmy.
There's
Everybody
nothing
wants
else to
that
do on
Merites.
island.
Yeah. If I had
Everybody
a
wants a
box full of
Marites.
Merites, I'd be
There's not.
rich by now.
I was wondering if you are willing to be my
What?
victim. Some people out there are looking for their future ex. Yeah, Kuya Mike, looking for a future ex.
Reborn Troll. Are you looking for your ex too, Reborn Troll?
Reborn Troll,
Do
welcome
you have a
in.
YouTube ex as well? There is nothing else to do on an island, Richard.
What?
Some people are
Who
out there
said that?
looking for their future ex. JG.
Uh huh.
Looking for the future ex. Don't Mike, I was wondering if you are willing to be my victim. Who knows? Yeah, the wheels is wrong. The wheels are round.
Good
Good
morning, evening.
morning and good
Good
evening,
morning,
guys.
evening, guys.
Yeah, good morning,
Hello.
Reborn Troll. Hmm. I wonder if Reborn Troll has an ex in YouTube as
Oh, he's probably made some X's.
well. Exes.
I
I
guess we'll
guess
ask my
we'll ask my
husband if
husband
he
if he
liked the
liked the
idea.
idea of he can be my ex.
Oh
He's gonna
no, Sissy
plant
Faye.
his boot in your butt, Faye.
It's like, how do you call it? Don't spill it if
Be
you don't
careful.
want it.
Be
Yeah,
Be
careful,
careful.
Faye.
Faye.
don't
Yeah.
don't spill that milk. You may be digging a hole bigger than you.
Oh my god.
One that you may never climb out of.
Be careful what you wish for.
Well,
Yep,
it's not always
exactly.
greener on the other side of that yard.
You have to grow weed first before you ask him.
The greener is only for Carabao.
He said, I'm not be a great ex. He will goes hell. Oh my god. So he will keep you instead, Sisipe. Oh my god. He will goes hell.
I don't know.
You don't know?
Don't know.
You don't know.
Too bad for heaven, too good for hell. That's why I'm stuck here.
I stuck in the middle with you.
Yep.
I
Ah,
thought
he
today
said he
is
better keep
Mother's
me
Day,
rather
but
be
since
ex.
I thought today is Mother's Day, but seems like seeking for X in YouTube today. Yeah. Oh, just asking how many X you have in YouTube.
Oh, I've got.
Carabao.
Yep, Mike,
Stuck on
stuck
Earth,
on Earth.
Richard.
What's that?
He said he better keep me rather be X. Stuck on Earth, Richard. Yep.
Yep.
I'm nice when sleeping. Are you sure about that, Sissy Faye?
Yeah, her mouth ain't running. Ha ha! Do
Her
I
mouth
see an
and
X coming up?
I'm nice when he's sleeping. Me too, Sisi.
yeah. You?
I think
I'm not
I guess
sure
everybody.
because when I'm nice in the picture because who knows if I kick when I dream.
JG.
Fade rules and shards when she sleeps.
Oh my god.
He'd rather keep his mouth shut, Lou. Why JJ doesn't have an ex in YouTube?
He's got used.
2842.
JJ, you would never wanted to see that. Yeah!
Oh no, his
Stars
snores.
and snores will
Droll
be an
starts and his
ex.
snores will be an ex.
Oh,
So are you JJ's ex-friend, Sisipe? Not really.
everybody's got an X. X is NYT.
JJ said, one ex on YouTube, never again. Oh, he has an ex on YouTube. So, Richard, we
One.
are both virgin here in YouTube.
Yep.
Lost! Hello
Like
to
the
you,
birds,
Lost. How are
man.
you doing?
Woo!
Touch for a not very first time.
Tell us about it, JG. Had bad XP9 and he hates all of us.
Probably JJ had bad XP idol and he hates all.
Hello,
Say
Sir
that
Welcome,
Big E.
about
Biggie.
Big E. Hello. Big E has no ex in YouTube. He don't believe in live stream relationship. Hello,
Sir
Big E.
Mike, right?
Sir Mike, right? It's about your ex experience, JG. Yep. Well, Mike, what happens is I live 1,000 miles away from there, so no reason to be in LDR. You have a time, how you call it? You have a culture barrier, you have a language barrier, and you have a time barrier. And sometimes you have a misunderstanding barrier. So, Sometimes you have an understanding barrier. So lots of barriers there.
And then you have a barrier around Faye, because she's off in her
Yup.
own world to begin with.
Hey,
I
JJ
have
and Mr.
all
Mike.
barrier.
Yep.
Biggest education out there. Yeah, I love those videos that Sir Big A uploaded in YouTube.
Lost the stream it is there. No X on YouTube, but then I
But
never
then
had
I
this
never had this new aids.
later never meet in
Never met in
person
person.
relationships. Yup. Thank you, Tatay
Mako,
Mako.
Manipon. Hello, good
Thank you, Tatay
evening.
Mako. Yeah. 6 inches away in cell phone, 8,000 miles away in person seems the same. But you are just only one call away or one chat away. That's it, right? No matter how far you are I'm only one call away. Haha, I think I'm the worst nightmare if
You need
have
to
ex.
donate the phone.
Donate the phone? Oh, you have to donate me something. But no sex only.
Detonate. Like smash, break, blow up your phone.
Oh shoot. But no
Then
sex
you ain't
only.
gotta
Here's the
worry.
problems. JG. Problems every time. Problem here, problem there, problem everywhere. Did I tell you problem so far? Raccoon? I don't think so.
Nope.
No, I don't think
No, my
so.
hemorrhoids seem to go away.
I don't know. Because I don't know, maybe my life is just abnormal. Because maybe my life is just abnormal. If I know I
Ah,
cannot control the things, I have to let it go. There's no use of holding on to things that you have no control. Especially if the person giving me a problem is that they are old enough. Ah, your life. You live your life. Come on. You do that.
oh yeah, JG, they
You're
get
responsible
hemorrhoids
for it.
too.
Stand for it. I didn't know the raccoon get hemorrhoids. He didn't eat spicy foods yet. Lost. I tried to scroll up, but well, if anyone is thinking about being an ex, they need to refer to Doctor Love for help. Mm. When a woman is independent of financial, then a man can complain. Complain about what?
Oh,
Can physically touch, then you don't have an intimate relationship. You have
complain
digital
about his
friendship.
LDR doing Meritus.
Ah,
Oh,
come on.
What's that?
and the way Lost wrote it, can't
Goodness me.
physically
Digital
touch,
friendship.
you can't have an intimate relationship. You have a digital friendship.
Mhm.
What do you think?
You you have a digital Meritus. You have
I think the word of the night is marites.
Meritus. That's a word of the day there.
Yeah,
Exes, Meritus, drama. It all
yeah.
sells. Just like new underwear. Gotta have it.
And just like an
Yes.
underwear, nothing will happen if you don't turn it off.
Turn it
Just
off.
like an
You gotta
If a
underwear,
turn it.
man
nothing
put a
will
job
happen
that's
if you don't turn it off.
then all the problems will be there. She will be dependent with man's packet.
Exactly. Yes, but in the future, you can have online spouse, get married, send eggs, have kids, and never be together. The eggs you will send cannot be balot.
Yeah. And Lost is spreading his opinions right along
A
with
waste
JT.
of time. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Mike,
I'm
there
sorry.
are girlfriends. AI girlfriends now. Woo!
AI
Yeah, there you go.
girlfriend.
So
There you
JJ
go. You can
prefer
make
an
your
AI.
laptop or your computer keyboard really sticky now.
Yeah. Ew.
Ew.
Yeah. Yeah, JJ, you can phone them. So JJ prefer an AI compared to the real life. All right. So everybody likes technology than reality, huh? Great
Yeah.
job.
You can't.
I see some chancing YouTube girlfriend
Hey,
faster than others
Vikings.
change
To
underwear.
see you.
Where have you been,
Haven't seen
Christian?
you for a long time.
He is in Von Gaming, VON Gaming.
Oh,
He is live
I haven't
sometimes.
seen him.
Hello, Christian.
How
I
are
see
you
some
doing,
change.
Christian?
Yeah, right. That's why my title today is asking how many X you have in YouTube. Because you can see somebody there, you can see some others there that they are changing their YouTube boyfriends like they are changing clothes. It's easy for them to change boyfriends. Mr. Whitcomb, I hope that is a future that never happens. It's happening now, right? And easy for them to talk to everybody in YouTube. That's what they call open
Oh, yeah.
relationship. Open LDR. Open LDR relationship. How stupid is that? Like, you are in an LDR and you choose to cheat on your own LDR by taking another person, but it's also an LDR. It's like, what is the use of that? I know, no, but it's already started. Yeah. Hello, Timmy, Hong Kong, Mike. Welcome, JG from Christian. Right? They are on an LDR, but they are talking to somebody else who is also an LDR. All LDR are open by the definition long distance. Mhm.
Problem is, men choose to be in a relationship with a jobless woman and complaining about supporting a blah blah blah.
Blah blah.
Oh, yeah.
If a woman that is working, sometimes it's not enough. How much more than not working woman
Mm-hmm.
to think of it, right? If we say we are working, right? We have family to support. Sometimes we, how do you call it? We're shortened in our budget, right? How much more to the
Oh,
woman
my
that is not
goodness.
working but a single mom and still living in the parents' house?
Goodness me,
But you
that's a
chose to be with
problem.
her
That's a big
anyway.
problem.
Exactly. It has started, but it's rare. It doesn't need common. Yeah. Yes, Faye, they need to know what they are getting into before. Yes, exactly. Yeah, even us, right, Sissy Faye? We are working and we have a sideline job, right? Like you have a sideline job as well. And me, I am writing as a sideline job. But sometimes it's really short.
Not
But
enough, right?
yeah, how much more if you're in a relationship with a woman that has job, no job, and has kids and still living with the parents' house? Come to think of it before you get into that kind of relationship. Pop, Sir Mike, make a laugh, shout out to ya.
Unsa man.
Unsa? Unsa, Sir Mike? For men, for the most part, don't care about how much women make. Exactly. Yes, sir, my good cup. In reality, they never look the other way situation. Other just want to be trophy, having PNJ or having LDR.
How are you doing, Mike?
Yo, pop up Richard HK, yeah, lost the nomad, holla. Maybe the woman is so lovely. She is so sexy. She is so sexy. She has a nice figure, even though she's a
Oh
single
my
mom.
god. Is that a
She looks so
figurine?
just. She looks like so very presentable. Yeah, we care how they look. See, exactly. Doing good. Enjoyed looking at the sky tonight. Wow. Hope you're doing well. You were watching the
I'm not
Starry
sure.
Starry.
I'm not sure, Mom. Your video or picture is the same thing that I watched in television earlier, but I don't understand because it is Chinese channel. But it's really nice.
What is that?
I just saw Mike's post in Facebook. A very good, nice. What do you call that, Mike? Sky. Um,
Oh,
Mike, help me.
oh, I am not connected to Sir Mike on Facebook. Yeah, I'd rather stay single than date this new generation dominant women's. They look so good, right?
My
They
different
look so
part of the world.
champion. If you see all green, might be different part of the world. Yep. She can use a lot of filters online and disguise her real personality. And when you meet in person, it's a
But that's
completely
the
different.
that's the thing nowadays in social media. They use a lot of filters.
And you can see my thumbnail. That is me when I use filter.
Which this one? It's not really far.
Totally different.
I'm not Miss Universe, however, have standards for choosing lifetime partners.
I'm not Miss Universe, however, standard for choosing a lifetime partner. I just don't look for handsome or attractive and make sure he's able to be
Auroras borealis.
our borealis. Oh, interesting. Well, that is a thing nowadays, right? When you see them in person, you will be surprised.
Yeah.
Well, raccoon saw how filthy my face is. How bad I look, even without combing my hair.
Oh
Oh,
my god.
don't care.
Speaking of not combing my hair, I comb my hair since the morning until now. I haven't combed yet. Again.
Take it or leave it. This is how I look. Take it or leave it. I mean, financially is the biggest factor. We can't just live for a freaking sex. In reality, we need money to survive in this world. Yes, but you know what? Somebody say that out there. That money, that
You
relationship
can
doesn't
look
always
at some
involve
YouTube
money.
couples now and already see the excess coming.
We love standards for a JFBFY fast fun. You can look at some YouTube couples now and already see the ex coming. What?
Already see the X coming. Goodness me.
Goodness. Yeah, it's like, I don't care how I look. This is me, take it or leave it.
Yeah.
The X, Y, and Z. Yep, and then end.
What's
What fame?
what
My
Faye?
episode is
My
already
episode
hung
is
up.
already Uncle Kitty.
What are you saying, Mike? Uncle.
Oh my god.
Uncle Mickey.
I feel it is just in the background. He's listening and now he's coming.
Yeah. And when he has time to type, he will type. No, he's not just
Yeah.
listening there. He is lurking somewhere looking for Marites tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Looking for a hotline tomorrow.
Yeah. When time comes, my husband not able to work, I'm here willing to be financially responsible for all bills because I know he was there, tried to provide everything. E.T. from JJ. JJ, I'm just saying some are obvious. If the professor Lul, you're looking. Mike's are true. What did Mike say? Just saying
Name
some
too
are obvious.
obvious.
Name two obvious couples getting ready for break. Name it, JJ.
Name it, JJ.
Name it, JJ.
Oh, JG and Lost. There's two.
Ben and
Ben
Sarah.
and
Jack
Sarah.
and Jane.
Yeah, there you
Popeye
go.
and Olive. Where is Popeye when we need him?
Yeah, Popeye and olive oil.
Kent names will be haunted. Come on, Sisyphus.
Come on, Sissy, name it.
Uncle Eddie and his keyboard.
I heard Jill was cheating on Jack.
Yeah, but Jill keeps coming back for
Yeah, we
more.
are. Richard, I can't. So Lost is here in the bottom. Yep,
Welcome
she's
in,
out of
Lost.
her stock.
Hey, how's everybody going?
Good, good.
You're
Awesome.
doing good.
Hello, Lost.
Hello, how are you?
So, what kind of words of
Doing good.
wisdom do you have for us today, Lost?
What you want to know about? I'll see if I have any knowledge in that area.
I don't really want to know about anything, truthfully.
Oopsie found a bigger stud.
Sometimes when you get new information, it may not always be for the better, right?
Yeah, that's it. Sometimes it's best just to keep your mouth shut and listen.
Yep.
And that's
Oh,
what
so
I
you
would.
have your.
Later, man.
That's the
That's
reason why
what
you
I.
have selective, huh?
Yeah, I don't want to hear it and I don't want to speak it. So close the mouth and shut down the ears.
What was that? What was that?
You know, JG, you can never be lost.
With
There's
Lost.
always
Yeah,
somebody trying to tell you where to go.
you can get lost like me, lost.
Yeah, you can get lost, but you can't be lost.
I
Mike,
am
can
the
I
only
ask?
lost.
Mike, can I ask which patch? Curious to know. JJ has been lost. See, Pay. Richard, in the Philippines, they tell you the wrong direction all the time.
Yeah, that's okay. That's how you discover
Places.
places, things.
No.
Ooh, new exes.
Mm-hmm. New access.
I do have a question though. When did LDR actually change from the, well, when I used to have a long distance relationship, but it would have been from my girlfriend who lived in maybe a town over a different state, but I would see them at least on a semi-regular basis. Like prior to me getting married, I used to go see my wife in Colombia. That was a long distance relationship. When did it change to this digital relationship? Shouldn't be called long digital relationship? Should the D stand for digital versus distance? Or LDDR? Maybe we should change it to LDDR. Long distance digital relationship.
Yeah, that would work
Uh,
too.
yeah. LDDR. Ate
Yeah,
Nobis,
because
hello.
you're doing it
Hi, Sis Nobis. Good evening.
over the phone, or just like being on YouTube. So there's no physical touch, but it's all digital picture in picture. And when does it end? It ends when you are finally together in one place and you both are staying there. That's the only time it ends.
Well, it could end if you no
Exactly.
longer have communication.
Latter thing.
Well, yeah, if you're 6 feet under.
No, no, no. Let's say
Exactly.
you never meet them in person. It ends if the communication
Oh,
from the.
I thought you were asking when does the LDR actually end?
Oh, okay.
Um,
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
It ends when you meet
Well,
and
no,
there
I
is
was
no
I was thinking more so from the question here about the X's is where I was kind of going.
I got you. I got you.
oh, yeah. And JJ said it ends when you meet and there is no attraction.
Yep.
Does it end? I don't think so. If you main friend.
That is, I want. Let me. I want to hone in on what JG just said there. It ends when you have no attraction. This is one of the main reasons I'm actually against the whole LDR, what the LDDR. I'm going to rephrase it. LDDR is because there was a girl I had talked to at one point online who I, at least online wise, I found to be attractive. Actually met in person, there was zero chemistry, zero the vibes, all the new words the kids are using these days or whatever. There was just nothing that happened between us. So it went nowhere. Now
really
imagine
possible.
now
You know,
imagine you spend maybe years talking to someone like this, and then you finally get to
Mhm.
meet in person, and this happens to you. You have just wasted your time.
So
But
not,
it's like,
what
not,
did you
no,
feel?
wait. Not really lost. If you spend that time and then you do meet and there's no attraction, nothing like that, now you have the best friend ever.
exactly.
Because you two have been talking, you know each other, you know that person may not stab you in your back.
Mhm. So
So,
did you become a friend?
yes, that
Why
would
not?
actually be your best friend at that time.
If you
What
talk and
if
then you are open about it, you are open, all right? You are from the very beginning, you talk.
I have
Okay,
a
so
let's
what
talk.
I have a
Let's
count.
know each
I have a counter to that argument.
Okay.
Mhm.
The purpose of a LDDR would be to have a relationship. If it ends in a if it does not end the relationship, and that means that means you wanted something, potentially like marriage, potential future. And let's just say it was 1 year. Okay, just my hypothetical here. You spent 1 year as a man. I'm looking at it from the male perspective. You spent 1 year in a LDDR. You talked to no other women. You proposed no other angles to meet anybody else. You were completely, loyal to this woman. You meet, and now you have nothing. Your prospects have gone right back to zero. Sure, you have a friend. Let's say you make a good friendship out of it. It's still will be digital, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, to me, that sounds like, assuming the goal is a real relationship, IRL relationship. To me, that is complete waste of time.
So for
Well,
me,
then we
it's
should just
subjective.
call it LDF, long distance friends.
Now, it's
Yeah.
not a waste as far as, you communicate with someone who was pleasant, maybe you learned about each other's cultures. There's things that can be positive from it. But if we're talking about the main goal is being in a relationship, like to have physical intimacy with this person to maybe move it into marriage or something along those lines, this is considered a fail, not a failure. It is a fail.
Yeah, I can agree to disagree with that. It may be a
Exactly.
failure on one aspect and a fail on another.
See, this is the thing to a person, all
But
right? When they
what you
talk,
gain out of it could be more than the fail or failure.
I would
exactly.
disagree. I would say that the failure aspects outweighs the positive. Like, not saying there's zero positives, but I'm saying the overall outcome is a negative.
See, this
Happen
is what this is.
Like
This
like
is
if
something that
if I'm trying to build a house, right, and my house don't get completed, I failed in the house. Now maybe I learned a lot of things along the way. Actually, how to build it, I failed here, failed there, messed up here, messed up there, right? But I still did not get my house. To use an analogy here, it is the mission of the whole thing. Spending a year's time trying to complete a house is a fail.
Oh, you
See,
just
this
got to
is
move
what
quicker.
this is something not right that is happening in LDR. When law said LDDR, all right, this is something that is wrong here, because you have to be open at first. Well, if you're looking for intimate relationship right away there, you cannot find that over LDDR. All right, you have to meet in person, get to know the person personally, and see if there is anything. There is a spark between you two, but at first, you have to be vocal about it. And hey, I am looking for this kind of person. And you have, when you agree to it, there's no wrong about that. But when you open to that, like, okay, let's get to know each other first through here. And then whenever we meet in person, let's see if we're gonna work out. If not, then let's still be friends. Should not be that way. And it's not, do not jump into the thing that is intimate relationship right there and then. You cannot find that, because you need to meet the person personally and learn who she is, what kind of person she is in the person, in actually there in right in front of your eyes. You can see her and learn her surroundings, learn her family, learn the way she talk right in front of you there, rather than she talk to you online. And this is
Timmy,
the
that is
thing that
basically my exact position. Like, you don't. I would just use words like don't commit until meet in person. Like,
Right.
people are making commitments.
exactly.
I'm not going to meet anybody else until I meet you, and who knows how many years it might be, or whatever, months, years, weeks, whatever. To me, you don't do that. You don't make the commitment to the person until you're physically with them.
And
Exactly,
I
because
would agree with
you
you
cannot.
100% on that.
Yeah, because you cannot have the person, you cannot have something you did not have in your hand in the first place. All right.
Right.
You
So
have to be there and meet the
why is this
person.
becoming a foreign
Right.
concept now? If we all agree here, why are LDRs happening? Why are people like okay with these LDRs actually happening when y'all are actually disagreeing with it?
Well,
I
that's why I
never
said it
said
is
for once I
subjective.
was disagreeing with it.
That's why I said it is subjective. It depends on the person there. It depends on the two people that are talking. So that's why I said it's subjective. You can agree to disagree or
So
disagree to agree,
yeah,
whatever.
so there are subjective things, but I think we can objectively come to a conclusion here and say we can actually say is an LDR for the better or for the worse, right? I'm not saying horrible, like it's the end of the world if something don't work out, but my position is that this new LDDR situation is not good as a whole for relationships. Most of them never materialize into a relationship. Are there some that work? Yes. But generally speaking, these relationships never materialize to anything. And I would say for both people, you you waste your overall time. If you're looking for a mate, right? If you're looking for an actual person that, to spend your life with, if a year goes by, 2 years, 3 years, even just a few many months, you have just wasted that time not being able to either look for, select, or choose another mate.
This is what I said. You cannot hold on to a person. One, and as long as you are not committed to that person, and how to commit to that person, meet her personally, meet him personally, spend time with them, see if the two of you work out. But if not, then you cannot stop yourself from getting to know another person if you are looking for somebody you want to be with for the rest of your life. All right, just as you have to be open about it, and you have to make sure that the other end understand what you want to say and what do you mean. It's like you cannot always have it one sided. You want this kind, but then the other side doesn't agree because she did not understand or he did not understand. It's about it's about talking. It's about how two people talk. Can you wanna to one?
But what you got to realize is once you get to know that person always has more friends.
Mm-hmm.
If it doesn't
Exactly.
work out with one, you already know somewhat of her friends, so it's not hard to make that jump.
Perhaps it's not hard to make the jump, but I'm more so going that it's you waste the time. Listen, there's things you can do to accelerate situation. It could be anything, like the going back to the house building analogy, right? There's things that I can get a house built in 3 months versus 3 years, right? Obviously you want to do things that would maximize your potential for meeting someone that you actually want to be with versus doing it, a slow way, wrong way, whatever. You know what I mean? So my position is LDDR, that I've now just coined, will is more of a detriment than it is helpful.
50-50.
I mean,
50%.
you can go on the internet right now and search, and you can see that most of these LGDR type situations do not end in relationships. It's like an 85% like failure rate on the data that they actually have.
You know why you don't
That's
end up
that's
into a
somebody's
relationship?
opinion, though.
Yeah, somebody's opinion.
No, data is
But most
collected through people who are doing it. That's not an opinion. And I can't remember. I mean, I'll send you I'll try to refine the article and send it to you. So people collect data, right? I'm sure you know what data is. You go and you poll a whole bunch of people and you can come to conclusions within a certain era, right?
Yeah, but then again, look how many of them have succeeded.
Yeah, roughly 15-ish% succeed versus the 85% failure rate. Would you jump out of an airplane if your parachute had a 15% chance of opening?
and this is what will
Maybe.
happen. You wouldn't know that thing unless you try. And if you try and it didn't success on your end, you cannot tell the other person also will not success when it comes to that kind of thing.
Wait a second.
Because in every
What?
person there isn't what?
This is a question that I have had and I've never asked lost. How do you get so involved in this? When you're married, you have a kid.
Okay, yeah, no, hold on. I'll answer. You don't have to go on. I
Look,
lived this situation, and since I've been married, I've been trying to help other guys achieve the success that I feel that I have. I had
oh,
and
I
and
got, I
I
got,
person and
I got you.
I personally had people help me on the journey. So it's like a pay it forward situation.
Right, right, right. I got you now. I got you.
So, as a guy who used to do all this stuff now, I mean, I did it obviously a decade prior to all this going on, because I've been married, over a decade now. But I was still involved in all the online spaces and everything like that. But what I did, I had all the failures. I did all the dumb mistakes. I made all the dumb choices. I did all the idiot shit. I did all the simpy shit. I did all of it. And the reason why I'm saying some of these things is because I got to do it. Some of my friends got to do it. And I can tell you, not with perfect success rate, but I can tell you things that would maximize a man trying to look for a relationship with a woman in other countries. Because I have a shit ton more, I have to pat myself on the back, but I've got a shit ton of travel experience from my years. I've been to 17, 18 countries, dated in most of them, spent a lot of time in these countries. So, I have experience. I'm not an expert, but I have experience to share.
You know why sometimes the relationship didn't work? Not because of the other side alone, but because of the person as well that is in the relationship. Not every woman would settle for a kind of relationship that they know it's kind of unfair for them, because some woman, when they involve, for example, me and Richard, all right, when we meet, and if he told me, he must told me after we meet, he must told me how do he feel about me, if he really so into me or not. Then if he's not, then let go, move on, right? Still be friends. But then again, if you really say on, the same with me, if I meet him and I don't feel like being with him, I would tell him like, hey, this is how I feel, and this is how. Tell me how about it. Tell me how do you feel about it. Are we getting along or are we move on? Are we going to move on? You have to you have to be honest with whatever you
Yeah,
see the person.
yeah, I think honesty is definitely a key thing. But I don't know you guys' situation, but like if I was to talk to Richard, say, on the side, and if he wanted
Mhm.
some actual advice, I would tell him, make sure, like, meeting you would be great. Like, I would tell nobody to
Exactly.
never meet somebody from an online situation, but I would tell him to never make a full commitment to her until y'all
Even
actually
me
meet
as
and
a
spend time together.
exactly. Even me as a
Well,
woman, I would never talk to a person that will never going to meet me in person. No.
here's let me give you a little scenario of our situation. It works out for the both of us because she's an OFW, and my scenario is I'm constantly working. So we talk when I'm driving, and we talk for a couple hours when I get home before I go to sleep at night. So it works out for the both of us. So we get to know each other, but we're both on the same page that if it doesn't work out when we do meet, fine and dandy, we're not going to slander each other. We're going to stay friends. We'll still have the lives that we do now. And yes, the time is a time really wasted? It depends on
I
that
don't think so.
person to say whether it was wasted or not.
Well, let me ask a clarifying question to all that. Are y'all looking to move this into an intimate relationship?
When we get to that point,
Okay, so
then
at
I
the
could
moment,
answer that.
at the moment, y'all don't necessarily have that situation under wraps. Like, it's not necessarily a goal.
No, that's not a goal for
Okay,
either
No.
one
that's
of us.
not okay. That's not what I'm talking about. If you want to be, the digital friends online, I have no issue with that. But I would also tell you, and I have no idea if you're looking for like a mate or whatever, someone to be with in your life. If you're looking for a girlfriend or not. But I would say you should, if you are, I would say you need to continue looking for them outside of just her.
I have no need to look,
The,
truthfully.
Well, I mean, then you're not looking for a relationship. So, but this is from a guy who wants a relationship. Can you imagine? Just let's do another hypothetical here, but this has actually happened. Let's say you are committed in this LDDR situation, right? And you're committed, you're going to be loyal, but you happen to go to a friend's party, and there is a wonderful woman there, right? And y'all hit it off. You can, you know, all the stuff is there, the chemistry, the vibe, you know, just perfect gelling. And then she was like, "Well, hey, why don't we grab a coffee sometime or something, get to know each other more?" Oh, I'm sorry, I can't, miss wonderful lady, because I'm in a LDDR with a girl I've never ever met, and I can't go on some coffee date with you that could actually lead to something great. You know, to me, that is, I mean, I can't even wrap my head around the stupidity of that.
Oh, I don't think so. Because for me, why? As long as we don't meet, he is freely to go somewhere and he is talking to somebody else. It's okay for me because he cannot
Yeah,
hold
yeah.
on to
Well, I
somebody.
mean, yeah, because y'all are in the situation. I'm talking about the actual situation. If it was like I'm loyal to the LDDR.
Well, if we two get along, if two of us get along, then of course.
See, JG knows me.
That won't happen unless Richard goes from work to house. Exactly. And he don't have this kind of party thing. He has a party on his table with a pizza or any other kind of foods.
I mean, it don't matter. It can happen. You can meet a woman in the 7-Eleven or your grocery store. I mean, it can just happen anywhere. I'm just saying, if you're a
And you
guy,
know
you're
what? For
closing,
me,
and you're closing also. If you're closing opportunities for someone you've never even got to hold hands with, to me, that is a foolish situation.
yeah, Mama Hejad, why do we have to judge something that not happened yet? Exactly. It's like when you get to that relationship, when you get to that kind of thing, then be it. All you need to do is to be honest. You have to tell the other person. If not, you cannot let the person hanging, right? You cannot
Yeah,
treat the
but that's
person
that's
who's
also
not
one of the
free.
problems. That's one of the problems. People aren't being honest. We hear too many stories about, oh, I'm in an LDDR with this girl or guy, but he's over there talking to other girls and guys over this place online somewhere, and he actually went on the date when we're LDDR. I mean, to me, it's almost completely a false thing for most occasions,
That
or
would
So
be
it
this
seems
more
that
like
way.
false pretenses.
this is the thing. Everybody is looking for the faithfulness. Everybody is looking for the loyalty. But in the first place, they cannot be honest. You have to be honest. In the beginning, that's why when they come to LDR, when they talk about LDR, they see the first thing they want to be in LDR is the loyalty. The heck, you have to be honest first. In order for you to be out and about, you have to be honest.
Yeah,
Whatever the
but
kind
see,
of
I,
situation
I
are
think I
there.
think I think men are trying to adapt to this terrible situation because most men are having problems even getting dates, so they're willing to say to women in an online forum that I'm willing to be in a relationship with you online because basically, my other options are very limited within the area I live in,
But for
or
me, that's
maybe
kind
not,
of a
maybe non-existing.
for me, there's a sound selfishness there. You're only thinking about yourself. What about on the other?
And first of all, you got to think about yourself before you can think about somebody else.
Well, not then. What can you give to the other person if you
So
don't
so
have that
so
first in your plate
so
in yourself?
well, just like y'all situation, y'all were talking with maybe a potential. So there's nothing going on there. You just said he could go out on another coffee date, for example. So what do you mean there's nothing going? If there's nothing there, then why wouldn't you entertain other possibilities?
For example, why do you have to entertain the other else when you know there is nothing and find somebody else that's in there and then let the other person hanging, waiting for you?
So when you meet someone, say a first
Can't you
date,
be honest in the first place?
well, yeah. I mean, I always was. I mean, I wasn't at first. Don't get me wrong. When I was younger, I, I'm sure you've heard the saying. Women fall in love with their ears, men fall in love with their eyes, right? So yeah, most guys know that giving you bullshit lying stories typically will work for at least a short time.
Usually you can
Well,
pin
you
out
don't know the
whether they're
person if the
bullshitting
person
you or
only
not.
talking BS. Exactly. You cannot tell me how good you are, and you cannot tell me how bad your partners. I will kick your ass out of my face. Uncle Edie, you heard one side or three bad stories. Yeah.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, E.T.
Come, let's talk about it. Nomad, it looks like you're very unhappy, isn't it?
Oh my
Let's
God,
talk
Uncle
about it.
Edie.
Who's
Yeah.
Not at
that?
all. Not at all. Coming in with the old
Tell
straw
me
man
what's your
argument, huh?
problem that you don't like LDR? I am in
Uncle
a
Edie.
relationship.
Well, then I think you're making a mistake.
Oh my God.
Yeah, what sort of mistake? Are you talking about yourself or are you talking on behalf of your friends? Let's talk about yourself. I can
Sure.
describe to you my relationship on a LDR.
Well, you want to talk about me, or do you want to talk about you
You
or
talk
him?
about yourself, describe about yourself. Don't talk about other people. That is not in the subject. You're
Well, I
talking about
haven't.
other house
I
and
have.
so on.
I
Wait,
haven't.
wait,
I, have,
wait.
I haven't talked
Gee,
about
Wait,
anybody
wait,
else.
wait, wait.
I've
hang
generally
on
talked about it as a whole.
a second. Lost came in here and he said he would like to help the guys that he knows that have made the mistakes and would help
Yes.
them. How uh Timmy got my head
I
confused.
listen. I know people have joked. Other guys I know have joked with me, say I'm like a men's right activist, and to some degree, there's some truth in it.
This is
I
a
want,
healthy, how do you call it? This is a healthy debate, all right? This is not
yeah,
Yes,
about
that's a healthy
him
debate. Yeah,
violent.
we want to know.
Look,
Yes.
yeah.
everybody here, please don't get angry with each other.
No, I'm not
That's
Yeah.
angry. Sorry.
that's all I ask. Don't get
Mm.
angry with each other. This is one person trying to help out another person
Exactly.
through his eyes.
Does it
Nobody
work that
knows
way?
nobody knows what everybody else is doing.
Yes, correct.
It will work for some people, it will not work for other people. Now, in my
Exactly.
own opinion, I think Loss is trying to help those not to make the mistakes that he knows have been made.
Because let's admit it or not, there is a people now in the internet that talking to each other saying they are in an LDR when they don't know how to handle their situation in the first place.
Yes.
You cannot talk in the person in LDR and tell to everybody that hey, this person is my boyfriend, this person is my this, and then you get jealous every time the person go to the other stream. What the heck are you doing?
Well, put it this way, everyone will have a different situation. Not all are the same. That's what I said.
Yes.
Like I am also in an
Exactly.
LDR relationship and I know what is going on also. It's not that every day I'm happy about it also because you don't see the other side of it also, the other partner most of the time. So there will be other
And Los
people
is
in
talking
between.
to mhm. Los is talking truth to the non-believers when it comes to LDR because he is not a believer of LDR. He don't believe in
Yeah, when you are
LDR.
not a believer, then
Well,
it's a complications because he
no,
doesn't
Mm.
know how it happens and what can we do about it.
So I don't know if you were listening beforehand. I did clarify my position on it. That
Yeah.
I was in this realm for quite a bit of time. I am a married man now.
Mhm.
That's
Traveled
good
quite
for
a bit.
you. Thank
Dated
you.
multiple places in the world. So I have not an expert, but I have experience.
Does it
So
looks
if
the
you
same to the other parties? Will it looks the same?
now we can have a conversations on my
Yes.
positions if you want to know where I stand on a situation, we can do that.
Okay, describe.
We pretty much know where you stand. You already said it.
Yeah.
You don't believe in it.
Yeah. He already said it.
No, wrong. It has nothing to do with belief. It has to do with data, from what I have seen.
I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Forget
Not,
about data. Come on, forget about data. Where did you collect it from?
where do what?
Where did you collect the data from?
From statistics. So they have studies.
What
They study these.
statistic? Who is doing it?
So
Come on, they are all
people
human
across.
beings.
So
We
people
want to know
across the.
exactly where you get the information from.
Okay. Okay.
Mass
If you allow
media?
me, if you allow me to comment.
Okay,
So
go
there,
ahead.
so there's people who actually do science and data, and they collect information on the people who are in these type of situations. Now, if you'd like, after this, we can exchange emails, and I'll be more than happy to send you some of the stuff on it from where I'm getting it. On top of the data that these people are doing studies on, I
Yeah,
also
on
have
which part of the world?
I have my personal anecdotal data on top of it too.
Okay, from which part of the world you're talking about?
The entirety of the world. People who are online
You
looking
got
for
to be
other
specific.
relationships.
No, you got to be specific. Asia is not the
A-
same.
Any person who has internet connection, able to connect with other people throughout the world who look for a relationship.
Yeah. And which part of the world you are talking about, the majority of them are from? You tell me,
Well,
which part of the
well,
world?
well, the entirety of the world does it, but I would say
Don't
typically,
specify. No,
typically,
specify.
typically Western men searching for women of developing nations.
Okay, what are their average age?
I mean, that's across the spectrum, but we know men generally target
Well,
younger and women target older.
that's what you think so. That's
That's what
what
the
you
This is
think.
actual.
why the thing that
That's
is
what the data.
happening.
It's not. It's not what I think. It's what the data shows.
Don't. That's why I say don't talk about data. It's a full of garbages and so on. That is all human being made. They are
So,
selling you the narrative to believe what you want to see.
who is? So first of all, nobody is selling me narrative. People do science and data, which is backed by
Come on.
evidence, which is
I don't believe
backed
it.
by evidence. Listen, you can go read a book called Dataclysm that has so much data from like the just
Well, okay,
online
no
dating
bad.
sites.
Yes, very good. They are selling the books. They are making money, so they will make you believe what you want to believe.
Should a person not get paid for the work they contribute?
Should you believe in the book that the fluoride to make you happy?
If if they back it up with evidence and data, I will take stock into it.
What sort of data? From where?
I mean, do you know what the scientific method is? Do you know how
We
people
don't talk
collect
about
data? Do you know?
scientific. We talk about generally human beings. Why do you want to
Yeah,
talk about data that is scientific, that is not proven?
because data. So if it has
N-
evidence and data that back up the claims that some. Did you know how it works? Like someone has an idea and they're unsure about it, so they go and poll and ask a bunch of
Correct.
people.
This is that.
They do research and science to figure out if their conclusion, their premise is true or false. Like, let's say you
Well,
and I wanted to
mm,
figure out if
okay.
if men are if older men 40 plus are targeting younger women online like 18 to let's say 30, we could
hmm
actually go and find out all the information if this is true or not. Could we not?
Sure.
Just you and I,
But now,
just you and I together. You and I could do that together, right?
no, because I can tell
We
you, now the men are all falling for youngster woman, not the older one. Do you
but
know that?
you and I could come to the conclusion together using data by sampling, seeing how what men are targeting, and we could come to the conclusion together using actual evidence data to back up what we actually think.
Yes. Where did the data come from? That's why I'm asking you.
From
Who is
like,
doing the research?
yeah, sure. If like, listen, I don't. Obviously, I'm at work right now. I'm not. I don't have a computer open in front of me. But
Uh,
if you wish
I
to,
don't need
if you wish,
computer.
if
No
you
man,
wish
I
to
don't need
exchange,
computer.
Okay.
I,
If you would, well, I'm sorry, my brain is not so smart that I can memorize every little article I've ever read and who actually did the work.
then you should have come up with all the information first before you step in.
So I will be happy to send the information to you to back up what I have read and what I am using. Is that sufficient for you?
Well, you can go ahead. Not a problem with me. But do I
All right.
believe?
So
No.
hold on. Well, here's the problem. If I was to give you evidence and data that backed up all this stuff I'm saying, you're going to dismiss it no matter what.
Definitely, because I don't believe in all this data.
Well,
I
then you
want
and I can't have.
physical.
You and I can't have conversations.
That's why I
Because,
want physical. I want the real stuff.
well, I mean, well, all I can give you is my anecdotal evidence, which is anecdotal. If you don't know, is just my personal experience, and my personal
Yeah.
experience backs up all the data that I've read.
Okay, now you have personal experience. Let's talk about my personal experience. I've been in a LDR for about 8 years. I've been visiting my girlfriend also for about 5 years. And at the end of the day, we are still happy, separated in a distance by 1,000 kilometers away. And we are still carrying on. And I'm happy with it.
But you're actually seeing her in person.
Yes, but
Okay,
do you know that I only seen
that's
her?
not that's not what I'm talking about.
Uh-huh.
You're arguing for something I'm not talking about.
That means
If
you
we're
are
only
not-
using personal data between you and I, then what you're going through is not what I'm talking about.
Then what are you talking about? When you come to LDR, this is the thing that we are talking about.
That's
And if
why
you're not
that's why I clear it. I don't know how long you've been listening. That's why I clarified earlier and said LDDR, long distance digital relationship. So if a guy has
whether
never
it's
met a girl,
LDDR, no, there's no difference within LDDR and LDR. You're talking in the digital world. In digital world, it's fictions. Let's put it this way.
yeah, I agree. The digital world is fiction. I believe these relationships
Then it's not real.
are not real. Yeah, it's not
Then
real. If
what
you're
are-
having a relationship with a person you never met, it's not a real relationship. Do we agree on that?
No, that's what you're talking about LDDR. We are talking about real world.
Yeah,
Why do you want to?
if you have a personal in-world relationship with someone in person, that's not what I'm talking about.
Yes, but I haven't seen my girlfriend first in the first place when I
Yeah.
step into it.
Did you commit to her before you met her?
Did I commit to her before I met her? Yes, I do.
Yeah. Now, I would have recommended you not do that.
Why
Now, I'm
not?
glad-
What's the problem?
I don't think it's a positive way for men to spend their
Why
time
not?
talking with someone.
That is your opinion.
All right, listen, you're going to make me go over all the stuff I said earlier, and I'm kind of tired of repeating myself because it seems like you just want to be adversary for no reason.
No, you want to put the narrative to other people that you do not like LGR. But to me, yes, I love it. What's the problem with it?
Well, I'm glad it works for you. You're probably within that 15
Thank
or
you.
so percent of where it works out. I've never
Come on,
said
that's more than 15%. Come on, where did you get the information from?
well the data that you don't believe in.
That's the problem. That's why I say you cannot back it up.
Hey, listen, I can back it up with data, but listen.
Come on. I told you before, data are not actual things that is happening. People want you to believe, they make it believe.
You and I are separated by, I don't know where you live. We're separated by, I don't even know how many miles. And science and data and statistics went into making these cell phones work for us so we can have this conversation right now. And you wish to dismiss all of that. You wish to dismiss
definitely. Yes,
well,
definitely.
How did that cell phone become a thing? How did that relationship become a thing? So you wish to dismiss those things.
Before it's
You've already
cell
said you
phone.
do.
Okay, no man. Before there's cell phone, you have this called PayPal, right? By letters, right? Paper. You still communicate with the other parties.
Yeah.
Isn't that true?
Yeah, that's
pen pals.
I've also called it digital pen pals, if you must know.
Yeah. And it works also. Does it not work before? It's now that we have a more advanced equipment with us, or should I say, gadgets that we can get to know them easier, faster, and to break up even faster in life. Isn't that true?
Yes, the internet and social media has accelerated people meeting in person.
Yeah, and they screwed up the whole world, isn't it? That is true also, isn't it?
Is it destroying the world? I don't know if it's destroying the world, but there's a lot of negative consequences from it.
Yeah. What about your children when they are eating? Are they not looking at the handphone, or are they looking at the food?
I mean, I don't allow my child to use the cell phone while we eat.
Yes, correct. You don't, but you look at the majority. If you go to the restaurant,
But
isn't that what is true?
So are we going to generalize, or are we going to talk about our personal experiences? So you keep moving back and forth. Do you want to generalize, or do we want to?
You can be specific. I can also be very specific.
Okay. Do you allow your children to play on their phone while they eat?
Yes, because there's no other alternative.
If we were to sample me and you, 100% of people would not allow their children to use their cell phone while they eat.
Well, that is you. But if you were to look around the world, you'll notice that everyone is doing it.
Exactly. If you collected all the data of the people who allow their children to not
you don't
use their phone while they
need
eat,
data. You don't need the data. From your own eyes, you can see it.
How could you come to the conclusion otherwise?
Very simple. You go to the restaurant, out of 10 tables, you will notice at 9 tables they are doing it.
And guess what you're doing? Collecting data.
No, you don't have to collect. You just look at it. That is physical, that you can see it.
Yeah.
What do you mean collecting?
That's called data collecting. That's what I do. That's what people do to come up with information about these, things. So, I mean, so you're arguing for something you don't believe in.
Yeah, I do believe that it happens.
So you believe you can go to restaurants and malls and blah, 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 anywhere out there, and you can look at people.
Yep.
Potentially write it down. Yep, generally, and potentially write it down.
Why should I write it down?
Why wouldn't you?
Observation is more important. No?
Well,
you can observe and you can see it for a fact. That is true.
Correct. And then if you wanted, because not everybody can remember everything. I don't know about you. I don't have a photogenic memory. So I need to write things down. So if I saw 10 kids last week using their phone while they were eating, and I can't remember if it was 10 or 12, and I wanted to get like a good number, I would probably write it down. And then I could collect all that information, aka data, over say a year, and come to a conclusion of do more parents allow their children to use cell phones while they eat or not? Right? And then I could say the percentage of the people that I saw out and about that allow their children to use their cell phone where they're out, that would be statistics, that would be data, that would be science, and that's what I use to come to conclusions.
Okay, that's how we look at it. But to me, I just gather the information from my eyesight physically, and I can tell you the answers offhand. Why do you need to have a research center? They are waste of money.
Because where you live may not reflect a different part of the world. Maybe
yes,
it's just a small distance away from. Okay, so your anecdotal evidence is why we can't use anecdotal evidence.
Like I say, which part of the world you are talking about?
Well, and we can narrow it. We can narrow it down to a state. Does a state allow it more than another? The whole country? In the whole world? We can literally collect all that data. Have you traveled a lot? You've seen differences in culture, right? It sounds like you're from somewhere else. I don't know where you're from. So
I've been to a lot of places. Yes.
And you've seen differences in those places, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Now imagine you never traveled anywhere and you didn't know the differences, and you came to the conclusion that these people in these other places don't do that because I only have my personal information, my own data.
Yeah, have you traveled the world before? Or
yes.
Any part of the world? Which part of the world?
I've been to about 18 different countries and 45 out of the 50 states.
individually or by group tour?
Pretty much solo. The around the USA was a lot of it was for work.
Well, USA is one big country.
Yes, and you think it's the same all across the USA?
No, not the same. I know there's also a time difference.
Okay, where do you live?
I live in Malaysia.
So do you think Malaysia, I live in Texas, do you think Malaysia and Texas have similar cultures?
Definitely not.
Now, if I have happened to have been to Malaysia. No, I'm sorry, I have not been to Malaysia. I have not been to Malaysia. I was in Singapore.
Which part of Asia? Singapore. Not much difference from Malaysia.
Okay, well, let's say I've never been to Malaysia, right? Now, if we're only using my personal information, how would I know? How would I know it's different?
Well, which part of Asia have you been to? I can describe to you.
Korea, Japan, Thailand, Cambodia, Philippines, Singapore.
Okay. Singapore is more similar to Malaysia. Korea and Japan is almost similar to each other.
But I don't believe
Cambodia.
I don't believe what you're telling me.
Why not? You mean Malaysia is a Malaysia is a very third world country?
No, I believe Malaysia's a country. How do I know you're in? How do I know you're there?
Yes, I've been to Japan. I know I've met up with Japanese people also. And I've been to Thailand, Singapore also.
Well, maybe I don't want to use maybe your information isn't accurate.
What do you mean not accurate? Because I also do travel alone by myself at a very young age.
Do you think you and I have been to the same place and can come to different conclusions of the same area?
No, definitely not. Because from what you see and from what I see will be different. Like I said, no two things are the same. No two women are the same.
So you and I can have different experiences in the same country.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, and now if we were to sit here and tell Sir Richard that you and I have been to, say, Singapore, but our experiences were completely different, and to him it seemed like it was almost different countries. Who would he believe?
Definitely. You see, if you don't go to Singapore in 10 years' time, there will be total difference. It's just like Malaysia, where you are 20 years ago.
That's how you're avoiding my question. Answer my question.
What question?
If you and I were to describe our experiences in Singapore, and both of our experiences are completely different, right? We have different experiences. Okay, but we tell somebody else who's never been there, how could he believe that we were talking about the same country if both of our experiences are completely opposite?
It depends on what you are going to describe.
If you ask Richard, he will believe to no one. Nothing. None of you he will believe.
Yes, definitely, because
I wouldn't believe either one of you two because I would have my own opinion on my own experience of being there.
Exactly. That's how
there's a third eye in that objection.
Yeah. So that's why we can't use. That's why personal data isn't always reliable. That's why we use statistics and data.
That's why.
Okay.
That's why I say forget about the data.
That's why there's a whole science. So if I have an experience and then I go and look at some data and my experiences are different than yours, that doesn't mean yours is irrelevant. But we can take a percentage of the people who do a thing. Let's say a lot of people go scuba diving, right? Let's say 100 people go scuba diving. 80 of them love it, 20 of them do not, right? Now we can generally say most people like scuba diving, but 20% do not. I'm not saying people don't like scuba diving. I'm saying most people that go scuba diving.
This is the thing is, you cannot rely everything on science. You know why? If you rely everything on science, can science describe how we're able to live in our mother's stomach for 9 months? Can science describe that?
You broke up for a second. What was the question?
Oh, sorry. I said we cannot rely everything in science. Why?
Yeah,
Because
I
if
never
I
said we
ask
could.
you
By
right,
the way,
can science, yeah, can science describe how we able to live in our mom's womb for 9 months without getting
I mean, there.
toxins?
I mean, we have science that study that and can, we can talk about the. Hold on, your questions evade me a little bit. So, can science describe what is going on in the womb or the baby's
No.
personal
Can science
situation?
describe, yep, inside the mother's womb for 9 months without getting any toxic?
Well, I don't know what. Well, first of all, science doesn't prescribe good or bad. It just gives the information.
That's the thing is, and science also cannot describe one person's identity and how he run his life and how he do and undo things in his life.
Do
So
you think
therefore,
social? Do you
data
think
cannot be
social?
good.
We can conclude within a percentage. Like we know all people are not the same, but we know, like we'll say, let's just use America here. I'm an American. Most Americans are prompt and on time. Is that a true statement?
You say,
A
I
high
don't
let
know
me
because
let me rephrase it. A high percentage of Americans are timely. That means if they have to be at work at 8 o'clock, most Americans will be on time for any given situation that has a date.
no. I know someone who is always
So
late.
no, are the high percentage of Americans do it. So the answer
No,
is yes.
no,
By the
I
way,
know I am
most
not
no,
in America. How can
most
I know?
no, no,
American.
no, no, no,
I'm
no,
here to
no,
tell
no.
you.
I don't agree. I don't agree. You
How can
see,
I know?
when
I'm
I'm
not in America.
young, when I'm working, I go to office as I like at whatever time I like. So you're telling me you got a fixed time, that is your problem. Because I got a variable time, it's my problem because we negotiate
I'm not talking
with the
about
boss.
you. I'm talking about the entirety of America. Do Americans, generally speaking, are they on time? The answer is yes. By the way, now if
No,
I was to
you
say
got no choice. No, man. You got no choice. If
No,
you are late after a
you
certain
get
time, they'll kick you out.
no. I will disagree to that. I am talking to this person right here every day, and I know how late he is every
okay,
time. Not every
so
time,
y'all
most
know
of the time.
two Americans that are late. Like everybody I know pretty much is on time. Every American I know is prompt and on time.
Because you are being paid to be on time. That's the problem.
I didn't say a job. I said just on time for any interaction. Whether you're going to a concert, meeting a friend, it don't matter. Americans as a whole are people who are prompt.
Are you
This
sure?
yes,
No.
and
Are
this
you
is a
sure?
rare occasion
No,
in the
no,
world.
no, no,
Yes,
no, 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 no. You should look
my
at the Japanese culture.
what does Japanese culture have to do with American culture? I feel like I'm talking to a wall.
See, this is
You're
what.
definitely talking to a wall because you do not know about Japanese culture.
You just I'm not talking about Japanese culture. I don't give a shit about Japanese culture. We're not talking about Japanese culture.
Then what the shit am I talking? You are talking to me about American culture. You say
I'm asking
generally.
generally Americans.
Well, then I
What,
say, will you agree with me? Japanese are very punctual.
they probably are. From my understanding, Japanese are punctual.
Good. Thank you. Good. Thank
So
you.
thank you for clarifying my point.
Kuya Bruce said it's called accountability. Kuya Bruce, great. Yeah, I work within time frames. I have a time frame when I can work, when what time I can finish my work. Hmm. So are we done
Okay,
now?
you two okay now?
No, I'm good. Listen, I get it. There's times I like to argue, but just to argue for and then say like science isn't real when we're using cell phones that use science and data and information to even make them happen, and we can
No, I
communicate this
said
and
you
even have
cannot
this
rely on
discussion. It's
science
crazy.
every time. Not everything
Nobody.
you can rely on science.
I've never said science is 100%. You know, it can be with certain things, but I'm not saying it's
Yeah,
100% reliable on all things. Like we know psychology
exactly.
and sociology, right? They consider it to be like a soft science because a lot of the stuff isn't repeatable. There's truth in it, but it isn't necessarily reliable all the time. I mean, we
Precisely.
can. So if we were to study bears, which obviously humans have, I mean, can we come to pretty good conclusions how bears interact with their environment? Maybe
I
not
haven't
every
seen a
bear
bear
will
in the
do the
first
exact
place.
same thing. There's probably a bear that'll do something completely different than another bear. But for the most part, we know what bears eat, where they live, how they live, they hibernate. We know so many things about bears. And then just to say, let's throw like none of that's true because I don't believe in data and science.
Well, we can use data and science as a guideline, but it's not exactly accurate. That's all I
Exactly.
can say.
That's
Yeah.
exactly as I described it. But
Mm.
you didn't. You now
Yeah.
you say it. Now you say it after you disagree
Now,
with me.
yes, I'm telling you that because in the first place, I never agree with all the scientific research because they are all human beings, depending on what they are trying to tell you and how much of money they are going to make out all from all these reports. That's all. It's human beings that is greedy for money. That's all. If it's not true, American wouldn't have sell their own self to the China. You see, now China have all the technology that the American went over there because they want cheap labor. And at the end of the day,
Yeah, listen. Right,
they are
right now,
blaming the
all you're
Chinese.
doing is you're just doing red herring fallacies at the moment. Nobody's talking about these other things you're bringing
Excuse
up.
me, we are only here in how much X you have in YouTube, alright? We are not from one country to another country's controversy. Let's spare it at moment. Okay?
And
That's not
listen,
inclusive topic tonight.
and ET. I'm not
Yeah,
saying like I'm not saying these LDDR situations can't work out. I've never said that. I'm just saying generally they do not work out. Many I
yeah,
know
that's why.
I personally know people who have made it work and they talked for years online and now are
Yes,
married with
that's
like
true.
4 children. Okay, but
Mm,
I know so many where it was a horrendous situation. And when I see more situations that end not good versus the good, I can come to a conclusion just for myself that it's not a good situation and that personally. And then if I go and look at what data says, like the people who do the research on it, and they're kind of sort of coming to similar conclusions, right, within a percentage, then I will go with that. I'm not saying it's like 100% accurate.
okay,
Every single person's going to fail this. When I give a percentage, that doesn't mean every time. Like if it's 80%, that means if it's 100 people, 80 of them are going to have success, right? But if I
okay,
say, but
uh,
this situation, I'm talking about 80% of people in LDRs probably will not have success.
okay. You say 80%. All right,
Well,
fair enough. Okay, listen. You say 80%. Fair enough. Okay, I agree with you. What about those people that use filters? What about the percentage of people that use filters that try to
what,
how do you say?
exactly what am I spewing? First of all, you have to clarify what I'm spewing because now it's just a attack on me versus using what I've actually said. So now, would you like to clarify what am I spewing?
You see, there's a certain percentage of people that use filters to deceive the other partners. That's where you got to take into account that percentage also.
So,
And that
so, so,
percentage
so
is
again,
very
hold
high.
on. I got to stop you because you're straw manning again. I never said people are deceiving anybody. I just say they don't work for whatever reason. It could have been
In in the first place,
probably most of the time it just ends with no problems at all. But it still ends. It didn't move to a relationship.
usually is
Here is the
the
thing.
the
Some people did not filter only their face on how they look in social media. They also filter about their attitude. They did not show the real them. It's like they tell this to a person, but they are totally different in reality. So this is why the LDR didn't work. Or if the man would tell the woman that he is really good, but when it comes to face, he is so kinda
Yeah,
simple,
there's
like
countless
kinda
of
crude
situations.
kind of person.
There's countless of situations why it don't work out, but roughly, 80-85% of the time from the data that I've seen, it don't work out. Okay, so
Exactly.
that would be like a parachute doesn't open 85% of the time. ET, go jump out of that plane.
You asked me to jump
So
out of the
the
plane.
question
I say
With
sorry.
with
so
with a parachute
I,
that's only 15% effective. Are you going to do it?
yes, if I'm going to commit suicide, definitely. So how
Yeah.
are you going to answer that question?
So I mean, well, suicide is a bad ending. So I mean, if that's your
Yeah,
goal, good luck.
because you asked me whether I will jump out or not. If I'm going to commit suicide, definitely I'll jump out. That's my opinion.
true, Kuya Bruce. Tatay
All right,
Mako, thank you.
I'm all about having positive results versus negative results. So if your result is negative, like killing yourself, then that's on you. My goal is for positive
Exactly.
outcomes for well basically everybody, but in this case I'm referring for relationship. I'm referring to men because I'm a man and understand a relationship from a man's perspective.
I'm also a man. I'm not a woman.
Never said you were, dude. I mean, do you want to keep just
Y-
putting
you're
in
referring to
straw
man, what,
man?
right? I'm also a man, what, right? So we are both looking from the man's side, not from the woman's side.
Don't debate about your gender, okay?
I mean, if you're willing to commit suicide by jumping out of the plane, which is without, wouldn't you? I would consider that to be a negative
No, it's not
outcome.
negative. You see, if I decide to jump out from
Suicide.
the
Hold on, hold on,
plane,
hold on, hold on. Suicide is not negative. Killing yourself is not negative. Is that what you're telling me?
no, it's not negative because
Okay.
you have already prepared for certain thing that you want to do. How can it be negative when you have an agenda to do it? You see, the mindset can be very positive and can be very negative depending on how you look at it.
I would disagree with that. I think any outcome that ends in death is a negative situation. Well, hold on, let me rephrase that. Any situation where you wish to end your own life is a negative outcome.
Well, eventually all of us will die. It depends on when you're going to die, earlier or later. That's all. No
Yeah, but
difference. And
not by your own hand. So I'm disagreeing with
why
you.
not? Why not? A lot of them take their own lives. Of late, also, I heard from Hong Kong, there's a lot of people that commit suicide because
Well,
they are not
yeah.
happy with their
Well,
lives.
OFW there.
why would you?
An
Why would you
OFW
think that?
there commit suicide.
Have you been to
So
Hong Kong?
sad.
I don't have to go to Hong Kong because my friend just told me their friends just passed away because she
So
committed suicide.
why when I say something it's no good, but when you have the information it's workable.
Well, that friends happen to be my close friend. That's what she told me. And I believe in my close friends.
Yeah, there's a news as well that the OFW in Hong Kong, she commits suicide.
Look, I need to get
It's
off of
so
that. You, but everybody here, just get off of that situation right now, please.
yeah, please.
Well, it's nice
Fair,
talking to
fair,
you, Nomad.
uh,
Hmm? It's
fair
just
enough.
to
I
open
was
up
just
my eyesight.
okay, no, fair enough. I'm just defending my position and my what I stand for and the conclusions I've come to. I didn't hear anything that refuted anything that I said.
Yes, it's a matter
Don't
of
get me
agree to
wrong, Doc.
disagree. Uh,
I love your input. I agree and disagree with some of your stuff. I consider
Yep.
you a knowledgeable friend, but when it comes to some of the stuff, I will disagree. Some of the stuff, I will agree. And that's my opinion. That's nobody
Yeah,
else.
and that's why we have these talks. And it's also maybe someone's never heard the situation,
Right.
or someone's looking to hear both sides of an argument to come to their own conclusions, right?
Or three
I mean,
sides of the argument.
yeah, but whatever, however
Exactly.
in
Yeah.
multiple angles you can come at it, because there probably is multiple angles to
Exactly.
be honest. But yeah, so to me, information is good. Unlike my debater here, I think information and data is good to collect from both people and from science. And I think that's a good thing. That's my position I stand on.
Exactly. While whatever thing happen is it depends on the beholder. Just like beauty, it's in the eye of the beholder. And just like your future, everybody's future depends on how they do their lives. Depends on how they take their lives and depends on what they're doing into their lives. So
Right.
when it happens, it happens. If it's not, then it is what it is.
Well,
No one has to control that.
my opinion is my opinion based on my views.
Mhm.
That's all. I
Yes,
whether
yes.
I agree with you, I don't agree with you. I don't argue about it. And we have a different type of lives. We go on happily with our lives because that is the most important thing in life.
You
Other
just
than
spent
that,
like 30 plus minutes arguing with me.
yeah, that's good. Why not?
That's okay.
I
Because
think
that
I think it's fine, but that's not what you just said.
But
that's good.
at
Because
the end of all this back and forth, we all pretty much know where each other stands in our
Mm-hmm.
own shoes.
Exactly.
Honestly, I
Yeah.
don't know where ET stands. I just know he's opposed to whatever I was saying, which to me was not ever clarified. To be honest.
Well,
And
well, I did
ET
not
is
oppose.
entitled for his opinions. ET is entitled for his opinions. You lost are entitled for your opinions. Me are
Thank
entitled to
you.
what I
No,
how
one
I view
hundred
about
percent.
it.
I'm not.
Also
I'm
Richard
not.
does.
I'm not sitting there trying to shit on his opinion. He wanted to know my position, which he was arguing with me against, and I didn't hear exactly what his. He just was in a relationship, LDDR or LDR, excuse me, and then he found
Because
out that I
we
wasn't
are
even
not
against what he was doing.
into, let's say we can say that we are not into non-LDR and we are not really into LDR. We are there, right there in the middle, what we are doing and how we do it. It's not, we cannot call that really an intimate relationship because we don't want to go that, not unless we meet the person, or when we meet the person, from there we can tell if we're really into intimate relationship or we're not, or we remain friends. That's how we see it. But we can only speak for us, for ourselves. We cannot speak for the others because they are different from us.
Yeah,
No,
of course.
Matt.
But
When I
and
get
by the
married,
way,
no, Matt.
mhm,
No, Matt. When I get
yeah,
married, I send you my invitation for LDR.
excellent. So let me clarify. By the way, what, you going with just this one person and making it happen with this lady you're with, then I think that's awesome. By the way, I don't think that's a bad thing. I just
Thank
wouldn't
you.
have started. I just wouldn't have started it. I would advise that the situation you did, you wouldn't have done. The outcome seems to be good. That's fantastic. I think men and women are better together than we are apart. So kudos to you.
Thank you.
exactly. But at
Mm-hmm.
the if it does work out, great, congratulations, happy for you. But if it doesn't, all I can say is don't slander them. Don't shove them under the bus while it's going forward or backward.
Come to me. I'll give you better advice for the next one.
And just be friends at the end of the day. You know?
Yeah, that's true.
You know what? Those who are in a hurry of intimate relationship or desperate to get that intimate relationship really don't work because they are rushing their time. They don't take time to really get to know the person. They put
Yeah.
the period right away. They are really so into, I don't know. I don't know what they're doing to their lives. You
I
spend few years without that person in your life and then you got that person talking. How can you be so hurried?
but a lot of people don't like uh, the facade, the false accusations or something that they go by, but others can't go.
True.
But I got one statement to say. Lost, not busting on you, Lost. What was that? What was that percentage of jumping out of an airplane?
No,
Not
I was using an analogy. If like if someone was to tell you the parachute only have a 15% chance of opening when you jump out the airplane.
oh, you said 15%. Mine was 50-50, depending on who acted.
Yeah, well, no. So just an analogy to use, like if you know the LDDR situations are 85% failure rate, then why would you want to use that as a metric for positivity? That's all. Just an analogy.
Yeah, yeah, understandable. I
And you
don't
know
know.
what?
All I could say is to each their own. If it works, it works. If it don't, it don't. You know how we think over here. We never quit. We just keep trying and strive for better.
Sir Mike. Sir Mike.
What do you say?
I don't care if it's
It's
99
nice.
chance
I
to
still never
open, I
jump.
still never come.
There's only a few of us that can claim we signed a blank check for our life.
You know what? This is the thing. Everybody is taking down data on how many succeed relationship and how many failed relationship are in there in an LDR. Do they study about the person's way of living? Do they study about the person's characteristics before they made that data why it did not work out? I bet they
If it,
don't. They
it,
only put there if they work out or they don't work out. But they did
Does it
not
work or
study
does it
what
not? And they
so so the
exact
people so this particular study, the people gave reasons why it didn't work out. So they know
oh
to percentage wise. It's not just it's failed because of that, but it is a wide range of reasons. Like some of them are just we weren't going to meet in time, and I ended up meeting somebody else. I mean, the things were vast, but a lot of things that I think one of the number ones is when the people finally did meet, the people were not who they thought they were. Whether it be they're bigger because typically you're only seeing the person from the nipples up. So sometimes it's just some falsities with that, or then like in my case, I actually met the girl and there was just nothing going on. I mean, there's just a wide range. Some of it was just straight up scams. It was just lies. You know what I mean? There was some of that. So there was. It's a wide gamut of things.
I understand why their so-called LDR did not work out. Because if you get to know the person, if you see the person, then you will know from the first place. You can tell right here in this community, all right, here in YouTube. There is a lot of people here telling everybody that they are in an LDR, but from there, from how it looks like, you can really tell if this LDR will work or not.
no, no.
Some you cannot tell, and some you can really tell.
So if it's a communal thing, like you've got a bunch of people who have kind of sort of helped vet, maybe your chances could be a little higher with that. But just within the Philippine genre, I'm not talking about the other genres of
Oh, now it's the Philippine one. Now, man, right? Okay, let me tell you about the Philippine.
I literally just brought up a whole other genre.
Ah,
Only pay
Oh,
attention
I
to when I
can
say
tell
one
that in the
thing or other
Philippines.
things.
now I give you an idea of what this Philippine one is all about because I've been talking about that subject for quite some time, about 2 months already. Do you know that most of the women that is doing online LGR with the internet one, they have more than one partners. I'm telling you that.
Exactly.
So, so the
Are you
failure rates.
from
Are you going to tell me?
hold on. Let me. So you're saying Filipinos have multiple partners, or the other people have multiple
Yes,
partners?
yes. So when it
Okay.
fails, who are at fault? You did not include that into your what is that data? Did you?
The data. Now, I personally didn't say anything about it, but there was a percentage,
You see,
which I don't recall. But
like I said,
we know typically women will end relationships. So if I was to guess percentage wise, then it would be slightly in favor of the women ending the relationship.
what about those women that is playing triple or 4 to 5?
Well,
How are you
obviously the
to?
percentages would be higher if they have five and I have one. Obviously their failure rate's higher. Just simple math.
Correct. And what about the man found out also that they've been played around by the same woman? How are you going to answer that question?
I would still put
You
in
see, I found
percentage
it
that the
all out.
women. I would put in
Yes,
percentage that women are deceiving men on a higher rate than men are.
yes. So how are you going to calculate that ratio?
How am I going to
Because I found
calculate?
out a lot of it.
I get
That's why I
those.
said there's no ending to it if you want to talk about this subject.
I get those five guys together, get them to fly over there at the same time, and have people meet them at a restaurant, and see what
So,
happens.
so my position, if someone was to follow my advice, if a man was to follow my advice, they would never even be in that position for it to happen to them.
Are they going to take your advice? That's the problem.
Some do, some don't. Most don't, to be honest.
That's the problem. That's what I said. And if you are going
Yeah,
to put
You
that
know
into
why
but
they
your
the,
don't take
scientific
your
research,
advice?
yeah,
it goes
but
back to
I'm interested in success, not failure.
well, we got to take failure into account before you can get the answers of the successful one. Isn't that true?
Yeah, that's why I like to have the successful data, and we can use what information works best and give the best information to men to succeed. Right? That's my goal. I've stated this to you already. I'll state it again. The goal is success.
Well, my goal is to find out all the failure one.
Oh, the what?
So we got a different opinions. That's why.
So
My
what's
wife
different? So
told
you,
me that her college friend had multiple and was waiting to see who come visit her first. Exactly, Kenny. This is the thing that is happening around. This is the thing that is happening around.
I want to clarify real quick. Et, do you think success should not be the outcome of a relationship?
No, it's not whether it's success or not. It's all goes around like they are cheating each others. So when you
Yeah,
talk about
yeah,
cheating each others, which is a
but
small
we can
percentage of
learn.
it,
Do you
there's no
think
way
we
we can
can?
learn. No,
Oh,
there's no way we can learn.
let me
Human
ask this to
beings.
you. Let me ask a question. Do you think we can figure out what does work and what doesn't work so we can avoid the things that don't work and use the things that do work?
Can you figure out the woman thinking?
Within a certain percentage, yeah.
Are you sure?
I mean, not her thought immediately, but how she interacts within a relationship, yes.
Not her thought immediately. That means you're not
No,
sure.
no, nobody can read nobody's mind. That's not what I'm saying.
Correct. That's why I
But we,
said it's also not
but
accurate.
well, that has nothing to do with anything. I'm talking about can we come together and figure out the better solutions for relationships or
How do
not?
we figure out? No, how do we figure out then if we cannot think what the woman is thinking?
We actions. People put their thoughts into action. Do they not?
Can you read the woman mind first? That's the question to you.
I can
Then we can get an answer.
I can only see her actions, as I just said. I can only see her
That,
actions. It don't
that
matter
means
what she thinks. Nobody can know what anybody thinks. But
that's
we
the
know what
problem.
we know what they do. We know what people do.
No, I don't know. If you
No, you do
ask me
not.
what is my no, if you were to ask me what is my girlfriend doing over the other side of the world now, I can
That's
tell
not
you I
what I'm
don't
talking.
know.
No. Look, you keep doing
You
this
can you can
strongman
really you can
ridiculousness.
really ask me what I am. You can really ask me what I am thinking now. I am a woman here.
That's not what I'm saying. If we see people get into relationships, what caused that relationship to fail or success? Not what they're doing in the immediate moment. This is. Do you want to have an honest conversation with me or not?
I want, but like I
Okay.
said, there's a lot of things
All right.
interplaying.
then quit with the ad hominem ridiculousness. I'm trying to tell you, and you're straw man and everything I have to say. Nobody's talking about reading minds. Nobody's talking about what the person's doing in the exact moment. We're talking about what people do in relationships.
We are talking about human.
Do people make love in relationships?
Yes, some do, some don't.
Do you need to read their mind to know that?
I don't know. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't.
All right, hey, listen, I'm gonna jump off today. I thought I was gonna have an honest conversation. It's just I feel this is going nowhere, and I'm at work and I need to go to work. Hey, I appreciate talking to you, ET. If you want to have an honest discussion one day, truly, then I'd be down for it. But I'm just not going
If
to.
you're talking about scientific, I wouldn't want. Thank you.
Well, no good. We can avoid each other, buddy.
Thanks a lot for coming up.
Thank you,
Later.
Lois. Thank you for
Yeah,
joining us tonight.
thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Thank you. See you around. That's the book that never
Okay,
ends.
Timmy.
Uncle
Richard,
Lady,
bye-bye.
thank you for joining us
Sorry.
Thank you,
tonight.
E.T.
Good night,
Okay.
everyone.
Good night, Uncle Edie. We're about to end as well. Can't debate with LDR. Never had. However, woman minds is different.
Just remember, at the end of the day, everybody
Maybe
has their
let's
own
end the debate.
opinion.
Yes, everybody has their own opinion. And it's a good.
Everybody studies their statistics different ways than everybody else. There's no right, there's no wrong.
Exactly.
It's on the individual himself.
Exactly. Every opinion is welcome here. There's no wrong, there's no right. Yeah.
Right.
We can either agree to disagree or disagree to agree. That depends on you and depends on the person that is currently in that situation. So we cannot
Correct.
tell what others are.
No. That's just like I
Yeah,
couldn't
are
tell
in or
what.
in that views really.
Oh, who did I miss? Come on. Welcome
That's not
in,
true, Richard. I
Eagle.
am always right, JG. Yeah, right, JG. You're always right.
JG's had a ton of good comments in there today. He must have had a full pot of coffee this morning.
And JG
Kay,
is
Kay
entitled to
woke
what
up
is
on the wrong
that?
side of the bed. But that's my
Yes,
opinion.
exactly.
That's all. That's my opinion.
Yeah, exactly.
And Bruce is just back there. I can hear him laughing right now. You know that Bruce laugh? Yes.
Oh my god. Half a pot.
Uh,
Uncle E.T., thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you both, Lost and ET, for coming
Yeah,
on.
thank you, Lost and E.T. and CCHK for being here in the panel. And Tatay Mako, thank you, Tay. Happy Mother's Day to All About Foods.
Yep.
I woke up feeling wrong. CCHK. Fun show, guys.
Appreciate
Yeah,
everybody
thank you,
that showed
everyone.
up.
I appreciate everybody showed up.
Really appreciated.
Yes, exactly. And we have a 2 hour stream. Well, we did not expect to go 2 hour stream. We only
No,
expect
we
for
were
an
only planning for an
hour.
hour.
Yeah, it's never been an hour. Made my day. Kuya
Uh,
Bruce. I can't join or else someone will assassinate me. Sisipe. You're assassinating someone in the comments. So, thank you so much, everybody. To the everybody in the background, thank you. And we have to end our live stream now
yep.
because we're about to need to go to
Thank you,
sleep.
everybody, for coming
Thank you,
in. Thank you for
everyone.
hanging out the
Appreciate you
whole
all,
time.
JG. Tatay Mako, Mama H, Kuya Bruce, Sisi Faye, Sisi HK, thank you for joining us tonight. Mike Whitcomb was
Bas-
here earlier. Claudio,
Bassatino for stopping in.
yeah,
Take it easy,
Basantino, Mama
Slim.
Hamsters, Kenny, thank you, Kenny, Sir
Hopefully
Mike,
you enjoyed, Mike.
Lalabstinay, yes, two channels of Lalabstinay. Who else are in here? To those who are in here, that Graham was here earlier at last.
Green.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You are always welcome in this panel, Lost. We would like to hear your thoughts about this. Whether you are against, you are agree to disagree. It is open here because we cannot have the same opinion at the same time. We need to hear somebody that is against on how we look at it. By then we can learn. We cannot learn if the same things would get along, like everybody get along, everybody is agree to what others are saying. We cannot learn from that. We can learn from something that has different view from us, right?
Yeah.
Mm,
And
the
thanks for
zombie
coming,
show.
George.
Kuya Bruce. Yes, George. Thank you, and thank you for going to my home tomorrow. He will go to the house tomorrow and give mom's phone because he, how do you call it? Mm, the phone was broken and he fixed it. Thank you,
Oh,
George. Yes, that's true, system. Yeah, today I learned nothing. JJ only saying,
gee, I
thank you.
hope you had a decent time here, anyways.
Yeah, thank you, George. And bye bye, everyone. Until next time.
Until next time.
Yeah, be
Peace.
safe, everyone. Take your blood pressure medicine, CCHK, and CCP. It's a good idea to listen to different opinion and experiences. Exactly, Kuya Bruce. That's where we can learn. We can learn into something that always agree to each other. We have to disagree to agree or agree to disagree. In that way, we can see the different kind of story, the different side of the story, and there, from there, we can learn something. Yep. Thank you so much, Lost. Thank you, Edie. Hope you two are okay. And bye bye, everyone.